So hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I want to talk about an idea that I had for a long time, but I finally finalized it today. I wrote everything down and I want to ask you what you think. So the idea, as you can probably tell by the title, is guild garrisons. Let's just call them that. Well, why not? It could be called guild halls or whatever. But guild garrisons. It would be nothing like the garrisons we have today. There would be no mines, there would be no herb gardens, no stupid command tables. None of that. It would be a customizable hub for your guild. So it's not phased, the entire guild can go in and go out, but there are things you can do to this place. When you first get to it, and when you, I don't know, let's just say acquire enough stone from miners or herbs or whatever, people would turn it in as a guild and it would begin the construction. With that, you will get a one hut, a simple hut, and then you have to do things to build it. Right, you need to build walls, you can build more buildings, and instead of just being, you need resources and gold, you need to actually go out and get shit. Right? Just get stone, get fucking wood, and this kind of stuff. Get cloth for wallpapers and wallpapers in Warcraft, that sounds pretty funny, and the carpets and shit. Right? You need to build this. Now when you do build this, you will get walls and you will have buildings, but that's not all. Right? Every profession would have something to do, and I think this would kind of encourage people to have professions. Even the collecting professions like herbalism and mining, rather than just being, the crafting professions. But let's just say herbalists. And even though this might sound weird to some people, I guarantee you there would be like 1 million people doing this. They can place fucking trees and flowers. I would do that. I would find that really cool. Someone gets into the garrison, I'll be like, look at that fucking tree. You know who placed that fucking tree? I did. And it looks fucking cool in that spot. Placing lily pads in the ponds and that kind of bullshit. Right? So you can pick up flowers and you can place them down, but you cannot harvest them. You can remove them, move them somewhere else, but you cannot harvest them. And you have few predetermined spots where you can pick what kind of flower or tree you can place. And that's all you need. And people will be happy with that. Right? They will just stand there. They'll be like, okay, let's just put, I don't know, the Gorgon fly trap here. I might put the this flower over there, and I think that that tree would really look cool over there. And people would do that. They just would. If you think they wouldn't, you are crazy. People would do that. People already do that in other games where you can do this kind of stuff. Then miners, you're picking up stone, you can make statues. Why not? Why not allow miners to do that? So if you're a miner, you can create a statue. Pfft, why not? You make a statue, or you gather enough materials, all the miners turn in all the stone, and you have enough for a statue. So the guild gets together and you're like, okay, we can place, let's just say your alliance, you can place Varian Rin, or we can place this kind of statue, or this kind of statue, this kind of statue, this kind of statue, and we have 8 spots where we can place those statues. Which statue is going to be where? And then you start kind of talking about it. I think, we could place Muradin Bronzebeard over there. And someone's like, no, I want King Varian Rin right here. So as you enter, you can see Varian Rin with fucking flowers and trees everywhere. That kind of stuff. I think that would be really cool. Blacksmiths, let's just say you would have invasions. But they wouldn't be the invasions we have now, because they would be really easy with a guild. But we can summon bosses. So just make it 4 or 5 bosses that just stomp around and send tremors with each step as they march towards your garrison, and make them scale with the number of people that are there. And after that, once we kill them, we can get a reward out of this. It doesn't have to be gear. It can be something to pimp out your guild garrison once again. Something really cool. As simple as that. So you can do that. And as I was talking about blacksmiths, you could have guards in the garrison, and blacksmiths can upgrade their gear or weapons. Or both. Tailors could make some nice shit on the walls, or cool carpets, or upgrade like the casters, the priests, the mages, the guards in your garrison. Once again, this kind of stuff, I think that would be really cool to do. And in my opinion, it would be a better way to level up your profession as well. Instead of making the same weapon as an engineer, making the same gun 10 times to level up your engineering, just place a fucking flower or a tree, or just cut a statue out of stone as a miner. That would be so much better in my opinion. And talking about engineering, well, you have walls around. You have this boss invasion coming in. As an engineer, you can build a fucking cannon on the wall or in the tower. It's as simple as that. right? If someone wants to use that, they can, right? Just build a cannon. Why not? That would be so much better, in my opinion, rather than just making the same item over and over and over again. Just my opinion, but I think it would be better. With that, that's professions done. You can link pimping this place out with your guild achievements. Why not? If you kill Black Hand as a guild, you have, let's just say, 10 spots where you can hang his hammer. Or any other trophy. Alright, you kill a last boss of a raid, you get a trophy and you can place it somewhere. You don't have to, but you can. So you kill Black Hand, you get back into your guild garrison, you're like, okay, we have his hammer. We can place it there, or there. Someone's like, I would like to place it there. No, I would like to place it there. It would look cool over there. It might look cool over there. So you plonk it there, it looks awesome, and yeah, it does look fucking cool over there. Simple as that. And guilds would have some incentive to do raids as a guild. Am I right? You know, instead of going in on LFR or going through the pre-made group finder, if you go in as a guild and you kill the last boss, you will get a trophy that looks fucking awesome and you can place it somewhere in your guild garrison. So that's another thing. And I have so many more things, like guild reputations. People do not like grinding reputations on their own anymore. We saw the numbers like 0.5% of the entire player base got exalted with that reputation. 1.7% of the entire population got exalted with that reputation. Just make it guild-wide. And your guild has a reputation with a faction. So anytime someone from the guild does something for that faction, it adds to the reputation. Once you get to Exalted, you will get some personal stuff, you know, like a cool mount or something, but also you get something cool for your garrison, so you can pimp it out even more. Or you can get their guards, right? Increase the number of guards you have in your guild garrison for the invasions. That would be well good. That would be really cool, in my opinion. Now, before someone gets angry, I don't want to remove the personalized reputations, but I want to have the personalized reputations, and on top of that, I want to have a couple of guild reputations. It's as simple as that. This would encourage people to actually play with a good guild, because so many people, and I do feel sorry for them, are stuck in a shite guild. It's just a shite guild, it's not social, you're not doing anything, it's just not the way the game is supposed to be played. So this would push people to join good guilds and to stick with them. And the last thing I want to talk about, because I don't want this video to be 30 or 50 minutes long, is the open world content. You could link the guild garrison to the world content for convenience stuff. Once again, it's not going to give you a 10% damage buff, but it's going to be convenient. And you don't have to do this. You can do it because it's only convenient. So let's just say there is an event or a series of events that you have to do, and you run around and you have to find some treasures or something, but at the end of this event you will find a mighty mage that can sustain a portal going from your garrison to just say Orgrimmar or Undercity or Stormwind or Ironforge, whatever. And once again, this isn't required, but it is convenient, so you probably want to do this, right? Because having a portal from this guild garrison to Orgrimmar is really cool. So yeah, there you go. Here is my idea, right? I want to know what you think about that idea, and if you would add something, if you have your own idea, what could potentially be added to this, comment section, it's right there. Tell me. And I thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.